Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I am Aniba, freelancing wali from Rehan School, Lahore campus. I am a student of Teacher Training Level 1. Today we will call Annie to add the topic of importance of lifelong
Hey, how's it
learning in
going?
a fast changing world. Call Maya. Hello.
Hello. It's been a while. I've been thinking about you.
What is
How have things been going
lifelong?
on your end?
What is lifelong learning and why is it important today?
Basically, it's the idea that education doesn't just stop when you get a diploma. It's a voluntary, self motivated pursuit of knowledge for either personal growth or professional reasons. As for why it's so important now, the world is moving way faster than it used to. Skills that were cutting edge 5 years ago can be obsolete today. So staying curious is basically the only way to keep up. Do you feel like you're in a phase where you need to pick up some new skills, or are you just pondering the big picture?
Okay. Next, tell me, how has technology increased the need for lifelong learning?
It's mostly about the speed of change. Technology doesn't just add new tools, it fundamentally changes how we work and live. Think about how AI is shifting from being a niche sci fi thing to something we use for emails or scheduling in a few short years. When the tools evolve every 6 months, the learn it once and you're set model just breaks. Plus, we have all this information at our fingertips now, which makes the barrier to entry for learning something new almost zero. It's kind of wild how accessible everything is. Does that resonate with how you've seen things change in your own work or studies?
Okay. My next question is, how was technology?
I think the connection might have cut you off there. You were asking about technology, but I'm not sure where you were headed with that. What was the rest of the question?
What are the benefits of lifelong learning for individual and society?
For the individual, it's a huge boost to your confidence and mental agility. It keeps your brain sharp and helps you avoid that feeling of stagnation. Then, on a societal level, it creates a more adaptable workforce and a more informed citizenry. People who are more likely to be open minded because they're used to having their assumptions challenged by new information. It's basically the secret to staying relevant and curious. Do you think most people actually enjoy the process of learning, or do they just do it because they feel they have to?
Okay. My next
Oh,
question
sorry, I
is,
was
why is continuous learning essential in rapidly changing world?
um actually I think we're circling back to a similar point. It's like we're talking about the speed of the world moving, and the only way to avoid getting left behind is to keep evolving. If you stop learning, you're essentially using a map from 20 years ago to navigate a city that's been completely rebuilt. It's more about survival and staying agile than just having a little extra knowledge. Does that make sense?
Okay. How does lifelong learning contribute to personal growth?
It's less about the facts you memorize and more about who you become in the process. It pushes you to be okay with not knowing everything, which is actually a huge relief once you get used to it. It builds that muscle of resilience and keeps you from getting stuck in your own ways. I've always found that the most interesting people are the ones who are still students of the world, no matter their age. Do you find that learning something new usually makes you feel more confident, or does it sometimes make you realize how much more there is to learn?
Okay. Our next topic is education and career. How does lifelong learning improve career opportunities?
Mm. It makes you a bit of a Swiss Army knife, professional world. It's not just about adding a line to your resume, but about being the person who can pivot when the company changes direction or a new technology drops. You become more valuable because you're seen as someone who can learn anything, not just someone who already knows one specific thing. Plus, it often opens doors to roles you didn't even know existed a few years ago. Do you usually look for ways to grow in your current role, or are you more of a keep an eye on the horizon kind of person?
Okay. What skills
That's
should
a
people continuously be developed to remain competitive in the job market?
It really depends on the industry, but there are a few things that are almost universal now. Soft skills like adaptability and critical thinking are huge because they're things a machine can't easily replicate. Then you've got digital literacy, not just knowing how to use a computer, but being able to pick up new software quickly. And honestly, emotional intelligence is a superpower in a job market that's becoming so automated. It's all about being the human element in the room. I wonder, do you think technical skills or people skills are more important for staying competitive these days?
Okay. My next question is, what role does lifelong learning play in professional success?
It's basically the difference between having a ceiling and having a ladder. When you stop learning, you've reached the top of what you know, and that's where you plateau. Professional success isn't just about hitting a certain title or salary, it's about the ability to solve problems that didn't exist when you were in school. The people who really thrive are the ones who treat their career like a beta version, always updating, always patching, and always improving. Do you feel like the path to success in your field is a straight line or more like a series of pivots?
Okay. How can organizations
No worries at all.
encourage employees to engage in lifelong learning?
They could start by actually making time for it. Most people want to grow, but they're too bogged down by their daily to do list to actually breathe. If a company offers a learning stipend or just blocks off a few hours a week for professional development, it shows that they value growth over just grinding. Then there's the culture part, normalizing it when someone says, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to go learn it. I'm curious. Have you ever worked somewhere that actually supported your growth, or was it more of a just get the work done kind of place?
Okay. What are the main barriers to
I
lifelong
think you might
learning?
I think you might have just cut out for a second. You were asking about the main barriers to lifelong learning, right? I'm guessing the biggest ones are usually time, money, and honestly, just the mental energy it takes to start something new when you're already exhausted. Does that sound about right? Or were you thinking of something more specific?
Okay. What are the best tools to and resources for self-directed learning?
It's a bit of a gold mine out there now. For the structured stuff, platforms like Coursera or edX are great because you get that academic feel. But for the more hands on or niche things, YouTube is still king, and newsletters are a fantastic way to stay updated without feeling like you're doing homework. Then you've got things like podcasts or even just reading long form articles that challenge your perspective. I think the best tool is honestly just a curious mindset and a way to track what you're learning. Are you more of a watch a video and learn by doing person, or do you prefer to read and digest everything first?
Okay. Can technology replace traditional education in lifelong learning?
I don't think it'll ever fully replace it. Technology can give you the information, but it can't replace the mentorship, the debate, and the shared energy of a classroom. It's more like technology has expanded the toolkit. Now we have this hybrid world where you can learn the theory from a screen and then apply it in the real world. I think the human connection in education is the part that's actually irreplaceable. Do you think you'd learn as much from a mentor as you would from a perfectly designed online course?
What are the advantages and disadvantages for of online learning?
The biggest win is definitely the flexibility. You can learn at your own pace in your pajamas from anywhere in the world, which is a game changer for people with busy schedules. But the downside is the isolation. You lose those spontaneous aha moments that happen when you're chatting with a classmate in the hallway or debating a point after a lecture. Plus, it takes a lot more self discipline to keep going when you're just staring at a screen. Do you find it easy to stay focused when you're in a structured environment, or do you prefer the autonomy of working on your own?
Okay, why is lifelong learning the key to success in 21st century?
Because the finish line just keeps moving. In the 21st century, we're not just dealing with new information, but with a total shift in how we exist. Between AI, the climate, and the way the global economy pivots, the only constant is that things will change. If you rely on a degree you got a decade ago, you're essentially trying to navigate a new world with an old map. Success now is less about what you already know and more about how fast you can learn, unlearn, and relearn. It's all about adaptability. You feel like that pressure to constantly evolve is motivating for you, or does it feel a bit overwhelming?
Okay, my last question is what steps individuals take to become lifelong learner?
It starts with a small shift in mindset. First, you've got to stay curious about the things that usually just blend into the background. Ask why more often. Then set a low bar for entry. Instead of trying to master a whole subject, just commit to 15 minutes of reading or a short podcast a day. It's all about building the habit of curiosity rather than treating it like a chore. And finally, don't be afraid to be the worst person in the room for a while. That's usually where the most growth happens. I'm curious of all the things we've talked about, is there one specific skill or topic that's been on your mind lately?
Okay, thanks. Nice to talk with you. Okay, viewers, thank you so much for watching this video. Okay, Allah Hafiz.